चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवान् च श्रीरूपं सागरजातां सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So today we are again continuing our discussion on Bhishma Stuti. Today we will start the actual prayers of Bhishmadeva and which he wants to remember the Lord at the time of death. So these are very beautiful verses. There are, I think, 10 or 12 verses totally. So we will go through each of these verses, and these are golden verses which comes in Bhagavatam because it's a it's outpour of a devotee, the pure devotee, and it is coming at the time of death. And so we can just imagine especially the pure devotees when they are leaving this world, even at the time of living, what kind of consciousness they are carrying, what is their meditation, what is their thinking, feeling, willing. So these things is very clear in this particular passage, and we can see that Bhishmadev, such a great devotee, for whose when he is going to leave this world, Lord Himself is coming. What to speak of remembering? So Lord is coming, and Bhishmadev is glorifying Him profusely. So this is a very wonderful incidents, and we are fortunate to have the Srimad Bhagavatam, where these kind of prayers are there, and we are also able to recite these prayers, able to read the instructions of Bhishmadev, the contemplation that Bhishmadev had while passing away. That's why the chapter name is also Passing Away of Bhishmadev. Yeah, so this is very important. And Lord Krishna is there. So it is like the many people say, no, how to what should I remember at the time of death? Just imagine suddenly death comes in our life, how we are going to respond to that situation, and how we will manage when the death, even some sickness comes in our life, we get so much, it becomes so difficult for us to uh, remember the Lord because the entire attention goes to the body when the sickness is there. Then what to speak of death when the death comes, and we are not even, none of us are actually prepared for death. Just imagine if the death comes in the next minute. Are we prepared for that? Yeah, what we are going to do, we don't know also how we should react to it and how things should go. Actually, until and unless some great difficulty comes in our life, we don't become that serious in our Krishna consciousness. We think that, oh, anyway, I am young only. Yeah, time is there, 100 years lifespan. And that is how the whole world goes. People think that, yeah, he is dying, that person is dying. Maybe death may not come to me, or it will take time. As of now, let me focus on my career, or let me focus on my studies, or let me focus on my health, and different things will come in one's life. But then, uh, and we think Krishna consciousness can always wait. Of course, we may not speak it in front of everyone, but then, but we can see as per one's practice of Krishna consciousness that what is his focus. Like a devotee is practicing, you can clearly observe whether his focus is on spiritual practices or his focus is on some other things to achieve different things. And generally, people forget to give Krishna conscious activities, and and then and some when the difficult situation comes, then they remember, oh, And sometimes Krishna also gives some kind of some in between, some disturbances or some calamities will come which will shake us, and then we become more serious. So that is the wake up call of Krishna. Krishna sends some kind of alerts in between so that we become more serious and take to the chanting also we do more attentively. Otherwise, we tend to become casual because of the forces of Maya. So that is, yeah. So in this particular verse, today we are going to read, that is 1.9.32. Yeah, first canto, 9th chapter, text 32. You can share visual. Yeah. Okay. Shri Bhishma Uvacha.
Bhīṣma Uvacha.
So this verse is having little different pronunciation. It's not like regular verses. So Amarendra Pro, Gaurang Darshan Pro, they have a particular tune. So we will try to sing in that. Iti matirupakalpita vitrishna. All of you can repeat after me.
Iti Matirupakalpita Vitrishna
Bhagavati Sattvat Pungave Vibhumni.
Bhagavati Satvata Pungave Vibhumi
Swasukhamupagate Kvachid Viharatum.
Svasukhamupagate Kvachid Vihartum
Prakritimupeyasi yadbhava pravaha.
Prakritimupeyushi Yadbhava Pravaha
Upeyasi yadbhava pravaha. So this is the, yeah.
Prakritim upeyushim yat pravaha.
Yeah. So here Bhīṣmadeva is saying, basically the thinking, feeling, iti matir upakalpita. Iti mati means let my mati, let my thinking, feeling, willing, let it be completely on you, O Lord Krishna. So they should be completely on you, my mati. Because generally, so whenever, what we say, Ujjwal Proof, you can share the screen when somebody is reading, and otherwise you can unshare it.
Yes, Ruchi.
Yeah. So thinking, feeling, willing. So this is very important that because Bhishmadev is telling that let my mati be completely, let my thinking, feeling, willing, everything is only for you, and there should not be any distractions, anything else. Because we see that while living in this world, always there are different anxieties, as we were discussing in our last session also. Yeah, actually the entire, if you see the entire life, there are different anxieties will come, and it will come in everyone's life, whether they are devotees, whether they are non-devotees. Everybody's life anxieties will be there, but how we respond to those anxieties is very important. For non-devotees also anxieties will be there, and in that anxiety they forget what to speak of Krishna. They say we don't have time for spiritual life. But in devotees life, even though the anxieties, different situations, wrong situations, or difficult situations may be going on, but the devotee is very focused. He understands that okay, these things will go on, and I should try to sort it out, but my focus should not be diverted. My focus, my regular duties should be done. Like last time we also discussed three things: tolerate reversals externally, remain cheerful internally, stay fixed in duties. So tolerate reversals externally, that means many situations will come like this, difficult situations we have to tolerate, and and still we work upon it, but we tolerate the situations. Remain cheerful internally, so internally we remain very cheerful, blissful. Why? Because Krishna is there within. So we are always blissful in that way, and we know the nature of this world, we know the nature of mind, the nature of the different people in this world. So we don't get affected by this. So remain cheerful internally. And also we have the bhakti juice, the practice of Krishna consciousness, we have the holy name. So that should keep us cheerful. And And in case we don't feel cheerful, then we should associate with those who are cheerful. So that is and the third thing is remain fixed in duties. So even though the different reversals are going on, still our chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, our reading, hearing, these things should not be compromised. So these are the staying fixed in duties. So our duties which are there, duty as a servant of Krishna. So these duties should not be compromised at any point, even though how much ever the turbulent, disturbing situations are going on. So that is what here Bhīṣmadeva is saying, that iti mati, this mati, which is till now it was engaged into so many the kingly affairs and so many different things were going on in my life. So I don't want the mati should remain on this. I want that it should be completely on you. Yeah. Iti mati upakalpita. I want all this, invest all this thinking, feeling, willing in you. And then Vitrishna. Vitrishna means free from all material desires. So this is another thing. When we have material desires, then those desires take away a lot of our time. Our precious time is taken away by these desires. Because as soon as desires come, we want to fulfill those desires. And then the entire mati goes with that desires only. Like somebody has a desire to eat something very, some particular item or something. Then you see that entire attention will go. One will plan, okay, how can I get it? I can either go here or go that place and try to get that particular situation. Or some desire is there for some enjoyment. Then you say the entire consciousness goes into that. And instead of becoming Krishna conscious, we become conscious of that particular desire to fulfill that particular desire. So then it completely covers the entire consciousness. Yeah. So many people also face this issue, like somebody is uh, some boy gets attracted to some girl, so for him his mati completely into that girl only. Whether he is doing some particular thing, he is doing some his regular things also, he will keep remembering that, and he's not able to focus on any of the his own duties. Why? Because the mati is completely thinking, feeling, willing has gone into that. And then the further things go, and finally Sai sees that nothing is there. Finally the entire thing gets up into a very different situation, the frustration and so on. And then one may think that, oh, what is this I and then the frustration will also take away all the mati, that consciousness will go completely into that. Oh, why this happened, why did he tell me this, and why did I. So lot of internal conflicts go on in such times. Yeah, so that's why it is very important. So free it from material desires. So Bhishmadev is telling that I want my mati to be completely focused on you and free from any material desires. I don't want any material desires. Bhagavati, unto the personality of Godhead, Satvata Pungave Vibhungni, unto the leaders of devotees. Yeah. So and then he's telling that why? Because Krishna is self-satisfied. Krishna is Swasukham, he is self satisfied, and once you attain him, he enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending to the material world, although from him only the material world is created. So, from him only the material world is created, but he enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending to the material world because basically he is doing pastimes with his devotees. So, wherever the devotees come, so he becomes blissful. He enjoys transcendental pleasure, and the devotees also with him, they also enjoy like that. But so here Bhishmadev is mainly praying about his this thing, that thinking, feeling, willing should be completely engaged in Krishna consciousness. Okay, please read the translation, Pranit Pro. I'm not able to hear anything.
Me too, Prabhuji.
No, no sound is coming. No sound. Okay, Abhishek Pro, you can read translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Let me now
Yes.
invest my thinking, feeling, and willing, which were so long engaged in different subjects and occupational duties, in the all-powerful Lord Krishna. He is always self-satisfied, but sometimes, being the leader of the devotees, he enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending to the material world, although from him only the material world is created.
Yeah. So which we are so long engaged in different occupational duties. Yeah, sometimes the occupational duties also take away so much of our time. It takes away physical time also and mental. Even after coming back, also the mentally things will be going on. So it is said that whatever in a day, wherever whichever activity we have spent our most of the time, or we have given our mati into those activities, you see that even if you are not doing those activities physically, other times also those activities will be there in our consciousness. So if you are fully Krishna conscious every day, suppose whole day you have heard the, like in the camps and all, we see that whole day we are hearing different spiritual subject matter. And then even though there is no class, still those subject matter will be keep on ringing, or it will be, we are keep contemplating on that. So how the mati goes into that direction. Whereas sometimes we are into completely karmi circle. There is a some kind of studies, or so sometimes people we get into so much studies that even in the night dreams also study, the one is solving all the mathematical problems and other things, because the entire mati is into that. So even in the night also, yeah, most of you must have experienced also. So even in the morning, sometimes chanting also those thoughts are coming, or you are doing any activity, those thoughts are coming. Why? Because most of the day the time is spent on these activities, and that's why these activities come even when you are idle. You are idly sitting, still those things will come. So that's why it is very important for us to see how our day is going. So sometimes we go to company, whole day in a company, working, dealing with different people. So when you come back to center also, our consciousness may still be there in the company only. Things are going on, okay, this thing happened, that thing happened. And when the chanting also, some things may come up. So that's why the more we remain Krishna conscious by, so the focus has to be, so that's why devotee has to be very sincere and serious. Because it's not that natural, like we are not so pure that naturally spiritual desires will come. So we have to make a effort from our side. We have to read regularly, we have to chant whatever time. Like suppose somebody is traveling also, we can just carry one book with us, open the book while traveling, we are reading the book. And then while coming also, you are reading, or in case reading is not possible, we can hear. Actually, many people I see in the travels also, even non devotees also, they have books with them, and they are reading the books even in the travel. So, as a devotee, we should make a habit that in the travel also we should, that time should not be lost unnecessarily. And hearing, in case reading is difficult, we can just hear, and we should have that earphone. We can put it and we can hear that particular class. Then we see that entire consciousness becomes filled with. And then after coming also, we'll see that, oh, today when you are taking prasadam with some devotees, you will share, oh, today I heard this wonderful point in the class, it was very inspiring for me. And as soon as you say that, you see that other devotees also feel, oh, wonderful, this devotee is so nicely reading and hearing, and such nice points he is sharing, which is helping in my Krishna consciousness also. So in that way everybody gets benefit, we also get benefit. So just that's why it is said, if one person is Krishna conscious, he can make entire world Krishna conscious. Because whomever he interacts, that devotee also become, that person also becomes Krishna conscious. Because what is there inside, that only will come out. So because if we are nicely practicing Krishna conscious ourselves, then anybody we interact, naturally that thing we want to tell to him also, we want him also to practice. And then we share with different people, and that's how the Krishna consciousness grows. That's why Prabhupada could do it all over the world, because he himself had such a faith on the holy name. So he could give that same conviction and faith to so many of his followers. So that is so that's how our consciousness should be, and that's why Prabhupada gave the name International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Yeah, so that consciousness of the Lord, that I am the servant of Lord, Krishna is the supreme Lord. So we have to keep reminding ourselves. So the effort has to be taken in this direction. Okay, purport. Yes, Ranak Prabhu can read the purport.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, I can read it. Um, because Bhīṣmadeva was a statesman, the head of the Kuru dynasty, a great general, and a leader of the Kshatriyas, his mind was strewn over so many subjects, and his thinking, feeling, and willing were engaged in different matters. Now, in order to achieve pure devotional service, he wanted to invest all powers of thinking, feeling, and willing entirely in the Supreme Being, Lord Shri Krishna. He is described herein as the leader of the devotees and all powerful. Although Lord Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, he himself descends to earth to bestow upon his pure devotees the boon of devotional service. He descends sometimes as Lord Krishna as he is, and sometimes as Lord Chaitanya. Both are leaders of pure devotees. Pure devotees of the Lord have no desire other than the service of the Lord. Therefore, they are called Satvat, Satvat. The Lord is the chief among such Satvats. Bhishmadev, therefore, had no other desires. Unless one is purified from all sorts of material desires, the Lord does not become one's leader. Desires cannot be wiped out, but they have only to be purified. It is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 10.10 that by the Lord Himself that He gives His instruction from within the heart of a pure devotee who is constantly engaged in the service of the Lord. Such instruction is given not only for material purpose, not for any material purpose, but only for going back home, back to Godhead.
Yes. Yeah. So this is how. So here we see that pure devotees of the Lord have no desire other than service of the Lord. So that's why they are pure devotees. Yeah. Because we have so many desires, that's why we are not pure devotee. Yeah. So once Prabhupada, some disciples were asking Prabhupada, how, what they say? What it, nahi, some question was asked. Prabhupada, actually somebody said to Prabhupada that Prabhupada, they were pure devotee. Something, Prabhupada was telling something that how this was being exhibited by some great devotee. So immediately one disciple said that, Prabhupada, he is a pure devotee, that's why he could do it. And then Prabhupada said, why you are not pure devotee? Yeah, what is stopping you to become pure devotee? So actually it is our desire. So pure devotees don't have any other desire than serving Krishna or doing thinking about Krishna. And even of course they are engaged into material activities like we see Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Even though he was engaged into making judgment, he was a lawyer, he was a magistrate, and he used to be into that. But still, when he used to come home, he used to practice Krishna consciousness. He used to write books. He used to sing. He used to feel like his home as a Vrindavan. Yeah, Bhaje Goloko Bhai. So he used to see his home to be Vrindavan. So, and after some time, of course, even though he was into those kind of duties, but then he retired and even though externally he was engaged into many material subject matters, but internally he was a pure devotee of the Lord. He is one of the Manjiris. But still, after coming to this world, we see that he is engaged into materialistic activities. But it's a good example for us to see that even somebody can be materially into different jobs or different things, but still he can be Krishna conscious. Not that okay now anyway I cannot think Krishna all the time. I have to do my work. I have to do. So we can't use such excuses. So here we see that. So pure devotees they have set the best examples for us to follow. So we can't give any. Somebody may say that I am very now I have become very old. I can just relax, sit and chant Hare Krishna. No, Prabhupada went to Prabhupada spread Krishna consciousness at the age of 69. Yeah, somebody may say that I'm what do you say? I don't have any money. I cannot do much. So Prabhupada didn't have any money. Still, he did that. One may say that I don't have any devotees. I am the alone. Prabhupada is the best example. So Prabhupada has not kept any excuses left because he could spread Krishna consciousness when nothing was there with him. Yeah, no resources, no money. What we say, he was very old also, and he is from foreign land. So all the things, nothing was matching. So nobody can give any excuses in that way. Sometimes some may say that I cannot preach to those people because I am from different culture, they are from different culture. That also Prabhupada didn't keep. That option also he has not kept. So that is how we see that if somebody has a pure desire to no other desire, no material desire, and only other than serving the Lord, then we see that he becomes. That's how one becomes pure devotee, and that's why one has to constantly work upon. Like Radhesham Pro was telling recently that don't try to become great devotee. Yeah, Prabhuji said that secretly everybody is having the desire to become a great devotee. But he said first we should become a good devotee. And if you become good devotee, automatically you will be great. So that you don't have to worry. But if somebody wants to become great directly, then there are a lot of problems. Yeah, he will feel frustrated and many things will be there. But if you try to become good devotee, then you see or people and you don't have to externally try to automatically you will be made a great and then suddenly you realize oh somebody has but by that time you don't have any desire to become great but still people will worship you, people will respect you because of your purity and consciousness. And we have seen that so many devotees with their consistent serious practice of Krishna consciousness, they were actually pleased the entire some devotees may not know also. Like we went to this one place, his grace Amrendra Prabhu, he was telling that there is one Aditya Narayan Prabhu in that place. He is a Grahastha devotee. He has a wife. He's actually main person, but he is very humble, very sincere in his devotional practices, and he completes his rounds in the morning, does everyday Mangalarti even at home, and practices chanting ready every day, hearing Srila Prabhupada's class, and so he said that he is such a devotee and he is very good, eloquent speaker and all. But he is not known to anybody in the ISKCON world or something. He may not be like very prominent speaker or Amrendra Pro is now famous everywhere. But he said this person Aditya Narayan Pro is not famous at all. His boundary limit is only that place, that particular city, and that is only his territory. Many times he says that you go to other places, many people will be inspired by your example and your teachings and all. But so he has, but the devotee has given completely for that particular place. Like that, any place you go, you find at least there is one devotee who is so sincere and very dedicated, and so like that, many people you may find. Sometimes these people may not be known very widely as a very great devotee or something, but then because of their sincere practice Krishna is making note, oh this person it may not be he may not have a lot of YouTube followers, or he may not have big following or something, or even people may not be knowing also, even in ISKCON people may not know about that, but because he is sincerely practicing, Krishna is noting his name, and Krishna is having a unique connection with each individual connection with each of us, and what practice we are doing, what is our intention, everything is being noted. And one may go back to Godhead also without our, and we may not even, the other person may not know also that, oh, this person has gone back to Godhead because he never revealed in a big way what he was. But internally, he was a pure devotee and he was practicing like that. So that's why it is said, no, he never gives the non devotee instructions for going back to Godhead. Yeah, for, sorry. Yeah, such instructions is given not for any material purpose, but only for going back to Godhead. So those who follow the instructions properly, they get purified. They will go back to Godhead. Yeah. So this is like secretly they're practicing, and they're of course without any much show that I am this great or that great, but just by setting a very good example, becoming a very nice devotee, one can actually attain the perfection. Yeah, so this is very important. Another thing, Amrind, he was telling so many glories. Half an hour he was speaking about the devotee, and he also told that uh, in this the particular community, he says that the best thing why he shifted to, actually earlier he was in Atlanta, then he shifted to this North Carolina, Hillsboro, one place. So he was telling that best thing in this community is nobody criticizes anyone. There is no criticism, there is no Vaishnav aparat or something. The devotees are very pure hearted, and because of the leader, he is also like that, Aditya Narayan Prabhu. So there is no kind of criticism which is going on, or they will not talk ill about anyone. Everybody is nicely engaged in devotional activities and nicely following. And there are classes for children, for the people, the congregation members. They do celebrate festivals, and without any tussles, quarrels, they are going on very blissfully in Krishna consciousness. So that he was telling. Okay. Yes. HCF devotees, you are able to read, no? Yes, please read. That is the difference in dealings by the Lord.
It is confirmed
No,
in the
for the
Bhagavad.
ordinary man. It starts from here.
From where, Prabhuji?
For the ordinary man who
For the
wants to lord
ordinary
it over
man,
material.
for the ordinary man who wants to lord it over material nature, the Lord only sanctions and becomes a witness of activities, but he never gives the non-devotee instructions for going back to Godhead. That is a witness of That is the
Difference.
difference in dealings by the Lord with different living beings, both the devotee and the non devotee. He is leader of all the living beings as the king of the state, rules both the prisoners and the free citizens. But his dealings are different in terms of devotee and non devotee. Non devotee never care to take any instruction from the Lord, and therefore the Lord is silent in their case. Although he witnesses all their activities and awards them the necessary results, good or bad. The devotees are above this material goodness and badness. They are progressive on the path of transcendence, and therefore they have no desire for anything material. The devotee also knows Sri Krishna as the original Narayana, because Lord Sri Krishna, by his plenary portion, appears as the Karanodakshaya Vishnu, the original source of all material creation. The Lord also desires the association of his pure devotees, and for them only the Lord descends to the uh, earth and enlivens them. The Lord appears out of his own will. He is not forced by the conditions of material nature. He is therefore described here as the Vibhu, or the Almighty, for he is never conditioned by the laws of material nature.
Yeah, so this point is very important. Non-devotees never care to take any instructions from the Lord, and therefore the Lord is silent in their case. So many non-devotees may ask, "Oh, where is Lord? I don't see Lord. Lord does not exist." So Lord doesn't even give any hint to them because they are not interested. So Krishna is ye yathamam prapadyante. So as you like love or reciprocate, Krishna reciprocates according to one's surrender or love or his faith and conviction. So that is very important. So that's why here we see, and in the non-devotee's case, he is silent. He is silent observer. You want this, you take this. He is just sanctioning the desires as a Paramatma. But if a devotee becomes a pure devotee, for that Lord is ready to become his servant also. Yeah. So he comes himself. Yesterday we had one quiz here. I was asking some of the boys. So one boy said that there was multiple options in that particular activity. So one option was God performs such pastimes to prove to the atheist that he is God and like that. So some of the boys told that answer. So actually that is not a correct answer because God does not appear to prove to the atheist. He doesn't have to prove. He only descends in this world for what purpose? What is his main purpose?
To
Killing
please the
them.
devotees.
Yeah, to
Pastimes.
protect the devotees. Yeah, to perform pastimes with the devotees. That is
Devotees,
his
yeah.
main motive. Not that, okay, killing the demon. I have to kill everyone. That is
Yeah.
the secondary thing. Primary thing is to reciprocate the love with his devotees. And like Prahlad Maharaj says, "Oh, my Lord is there in the pillar." And then Lord had to come. Lord cannot say, no, no, because devotee has said, if Hiranyakashipu says, Lord will not come. But if because Prahlad Maharaj says, Lord came, and then he protected Prahlad Maharaj and his words. And then in the meanwhile, he just killed Hiranyakashipu. That was the side activity. But his main activity was to reciprocate loving exchanges with his devotees. And also we see Dhruva Maharaj case also, a Lord appears. Yeah, even though he was having material desire initially, but because he was very sincere in his practice, actually Dhruva Maharaj we can very much relate to our life. Because initially he had material desires, but by sincere practice of Krishna consciousness, by chanting regularly Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva used to chant, and very intense practice in that 6 months. And then you see that Lord appeared in front of him. Actually, when Prabhupada wrote this canto and Dhruv Maharaj section, so that time all devotees thought, because this related so much with Dhruv Maharaj, all devotees started for doing a lot of austerities in that time when this particular canto was published. And then devotees started becoming like Dhruva Maharaj, chanting sincerely, eating very, very less prasadam. That because Dhruva Maharaj used to eat only in the first month, he was only eating some fruits, then some roots, then some only leaves, then dry leaves. Then at 1 month he was only drinking water, no eating at all. And the last month, even water he stopped. No, last month even he stopped breathing also. So no breathing at all. And because of that, entire material universe was suffocating. So, so devotees also thought, okay, we can also attain Krishna with these austerities. Then Prabhupada says that is a very high level, but at least you do austerities, basic austerities. Yeah, like getting up early, sleeping early, chanting your rounds, yeah, following the things. So you do these are the austerities. You perform this sincerely and chant your rounds, follow the instruction of spiritual master, and then you will go back to Godhead. So so that is how. So here, this verse is we can see that itimatir upakalpita with Krishna. So let me now invest my thinking, feeling, willing, which were so long engaged in different subject and occupational duties. So so this is very important. So that, and we should always remember these verses of the great devotees, that let my thinking, feeling, willing be always on the Supreme Lord. Let me be Krishna conscious always. And anytime I get diverted, again I come back. And divergence will happen initially in our current state because of our conditioned nature. We may get distracted by various things. We have to again come back. Again, some other things distract, again come back. So main thing is recognizing that I am getting distracted. Recognizing that my consciousness is, instead of Krishna consciousness, it is going in so many directions. So again we bring it back, keep doing this practice, intensify our reading, Shravanam, Kirtanam, and our Smaranam, chanting the holy names. And then we see that by this practice, slowly, our Krishna consciousness, Krishna elements increase in our life, and the Maya element will reduce. And gradually, one day will come, we are as soon as we speak, Krishna things are coming. Yeah, now devotees also, even if like initially somebody hits them, they will say "Mommy" or "Papa." They will shout like that. But now, if somebody something happens, they will say Krishna, Govinda. So the automatically the name of the Lord comes out. So that is a great sign. Yeah. So we should, of course, if not coming, then we should practice this. Because suppose suddenly some death comes, then you should chant Krishna. If you chant Krishna, you will go to Godhead. If you chant Mummy, Papa or something, then we don't know where we will go. Yeah, so we have to, so that thinking has to be very nicely done. Also, I was recently hearing one example. There was one deer in the forest, and one day he came into such a situation that from all the sides there were a lot of dangers. Actually, the forest fire had come, the entire forest was burning, and then what happened is there was one hunter. And when the deer was running, he came across a hunter. And one side there was a hunter who was ready to shoot the deer. And when he started going this side, there was a lion. He wanted to attack this deer. And from all the sides, burning hot, and the heat was also there. And also, he was a pregnant deer. He was about to deliver the baby. So then this deer started thinking what to do. So now, very difficult situation, calamities from all sides. And he understood that my death is sure. I'm going to anyway die, either by hunter or lion, or if I try to run away in the forest, I'll get burnt and die. So he found one place. He understood that let me give birth to the baby and keep the baby in one place, and then and the hunter and these people may not recognize, and I will get killed. So he understood that I will get killed, but I should not. I should at least protect my baby. So he was about to do that, but suddenly what happened is, and so then DS wanted to pray to the Lord for getting blessings, means just because he is now living. So he remembered the Lord, started praying intensely to the Lord. So the deer kneeled down, he sat down, even though he could have run here, there, or something. So he just sat down and started praying to the Lord. And the hunter who was shooting arrow towards deer, he was just thinking where the deer is going. But as the deer sat down, he hit the arrow. And the arrow, because deer sat down, the arrow went straight and hit the lion. And the lion actually was died. And then what happened is uh, suddenly the rains also started coming, and the entire forest fire went, and the deer immediately ran from that place, gave birth, and that's how he escaped that situation. So we see that apparently the deer was in such a situation that calamities from all sides, and now suddenly all the calamities are gone. Yeah. So that is so sometimes in our life also different things will come, but it's a passing phase of life, as Bhishmadeva was telling in the previous verse also. Sometimes the different difficult situations will come. Yeah. Different anxiety at different intervals of time, but it's just a phase of life. Today it is there, tomorrow it is gone. Like many of you, when you were in your 10th standard, 12th standard, lot of anxiety. Oh, how will I give this exam, board exam, and this and that. Now none of you are even worried about it. So that worry was only in that particular year. Now you are not worried about it. And today you may have some anxiety. After 10 years you will be laughing at this anxiety which you are currently undergoing. So today we are crying that, oh, this anxiety is taking so much of my time and all. After 10 years you will be laughing, just like now you are laughing about 10th and 12th. Yeah. But there are people who are committing suicide thinking that I got less marks in my 10th standard, or I could not clear JEE exam or NEET exam. Every year some people, some students commit suicide. Yeah, but if they can just persist, they can just tolerate that pain for some time, then you see after 10 years when they see the back, they'll just laugh. Oh, what is this? I was just worrying about this. And then, so that's how the different worries, anxieties will come in life. And after some time, it goes away also. So we should not give so much importance to that. Our mati should be more in Krishna consciousness. That is the main purpose or purport of this particular verse that we read. Okay. Any questions? Anyone else? We can take one or two questions if it is there, and we'll end for the day. Next verse we will take in the next session.
Prabhuji, Bhishma Pitama was Mahajan, na? One of Mahajan.
Yes, correct. Bhishma is one of the Mahajan. That's why follow the 12 Mahajanas. In that, Bhishma Pitama also comes. That's why we are following the instruction of Bhishma. Yes.
Yeah, he was also busy in activities of like kingdom, like a kingly activities.
Yes, he was there. No, in the entire. He was king. He was handling kingdom for some time, even though he was not directly the king. But like Pandu had gone to the forest, and then Dhritarashtra was blind, so he had to come every time in the management and all administration. But so he was there in that entire kingdom, kingly activities and all. He was involved.
So
He
he
also
was,
has to deal with different people. So those things were there.
yeah. So while doing the kingly activity, like administration and all, he was Krishna conscious, now all the time.
Yes. Yeah, he was Krishna conscious. But now when he is speaking, it's not that, oh, till now my consciousness was into that. So doesn't mean that till now he was not Krishna conscious. He was Krishna conscious that time also. But a pure devotee, it is his symptom that now he wants to be completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness. So that's what he is mentioning. Like even Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he has written one particular song. What is that? One
Gopinath.
song he has written. No,
Hey, Gopinath. In that he's criticizing like I'm a.
no. He is telling about his fallen situation in one of the song.
In the Hey
Anyone
Gopinath.
remembers?
I
Prabhuji,
don't.
Amar Jeevan Sada
Amara
Papirat.
Yeah, exactly. Amara Jivana Sada Papirata. So in that he says so many things he says about himself. So once some new devotees were there after singing the song. We asked them that what do you think about this? So then, oh, our Bhaktivinoda Thakur is very, what we say, this thing. He's honest, he said. He is honestly admitting his mistakes like that. Then I said, it's not honesty, it is actually his humility that he is speaking like that. Yeah, Amar Jivana Sada Pape. He's telling that I have done so many pop sinful activities in my life. One should not call me a Vaishnava. And many actually, if you read that, you understand that this is my position. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is actually telling about my own position in that song. But when the pure devotees, they have such a humility, they consider themselves to be very insignificant, and they feel how much ever they are advanced, they never feel that we have done enough. They always feel that I have not even enough Krishna conscious, I have not done much, I have to do more. So they always feel like that. So Bhishma also, when he is telling my thinking, feeling, willing, now it should be completely. So basically, it is for us. Our mati is into material things, and now let us become Krishna conscious. So, so that is what for us. And pure devotees, when they speak, that is more of out of humility. Yeah, so like that, many great souls. Even this Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj was there. He said that when I die, I am such a fallen. When I die, my body should be dragged all over this Navdeep, and I should be taken like that. That is my position, he said. And when he died, actually, some of his those people, his other people, those who were in there in the Babaji, they actually wanted to take him like that. But Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that, oh, how can you take? He is a pure devotee. His body is also worshipable. How can you take like that? What he has spoken, that is out of humility. You cannot literally do that. And then there was lot of tussles who will take care of the body of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And last, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was the only eligible person. And then he took the body and properly did the final rites. So like that.
There were some rules, na? I remember that story. Like one should be brahmachari from this
Yeah,
years, and right? I remember that story, na?
yeah. He asked that question. He asked the question that whoever has follows brahmacharya or did not associate with, or so for last 1 year, suppose somebody has followed, they can come forward. Nobody came. Then he said at least for 6 months, nobody came forward. At least for 1 month, nobody. One night, nobody came.
No, my
And
God.
then so that's how Bhakti Thakur, yeah,
He was
he
the
just,
only
and
eligible.
all of them were having their heads down. Nobody could say anything.
Yeah.
So that is
Okay. I've never seen even a single devotee who has said that I have met Krishna and I'm all powerful, all good now, all controlled. Like by the end of their life, like even Bhishma
yeah.
Pitama is saying that I want to be fully Krishna conscious now. Right? Gaur Kishore Das
Yeah,
Babaji was
exactly.
also like saying like that. So everybody's humility, because if that humility is lost, we cannot reach God.
Exactly. Humility is the
In this
main.
life.
Trinadapi Sunichena, Sarvarapi
Uh,
Sanishana. This is the
yeah.
ornament of a devotee.
That's why Prabhupada ji criticized all those Raganuga bhaktis and all. No, no, not like that, sorry. Sahajiyas. He criticized Sahajiyas. Right?
Yeah, yeah. Prabhupada used to be very angry on that.
I
Yes,
can
Amarnath.
understand.
Prabhuji, in the homework verse also it is written. The Prabhupada wrote that if when Bhishma Pitama is saying that my consciousness should be fixed upon your lotus feet, that doesn't mean that he is not already fixed up, but it is just showing the humility. And also Prabhupada writes, the pure devotee is never anxious to go back to Godhead, but he is ready to satisfy Lord even if Lord wants us to go to hell and serve there. So towards the end, Prabhupada wrote
Correct.
that Bhishma Pitama is saying like this just because he wants to show how pure devotee ideally wishes to remember the lotus feet of the Lord at the time when we pass away. Towards the end of the 24th verse, Prabhupada wrote that.
Exactly. Yeah. Through his example, he is teaching everyone. And also we can see that consciousness of a pure devotee, basically he's not actually the kind of trouble. Bhishmadev had a boon that he can die at will. So sometimes when one is in too painful situation, like people, why they commit suicide? Because they are in such a painful situation that they feel that if I end my body, I will be happy. Yeah, they don't want to continue. They are not able to tolerate that situation. So now Bhishmadev's case, he was in the bed of so many arrows are piercing his body. Yeah, so so many arrows, his completely body is suffering. So one may say, okay, better you die, you leave this world. But Bhishmadev was waiting for, it is said, Uttarayan. So Uttarayan means not the Uttarayan which actual Uttarayan and Dakshinayan. Uttarayan means the Lord or the personality who has taken shelter of the womb of Uttara. That Lord, I am waiting for him. So when he came, that time Bhishmadev gave a class to Yudhishthira and all the Pandavas, pacified them, and then finally he remembered the Lord, prayed to the Lord, and they had wonderful exchanges. And that's how he, remembering the Lord, he left the world. So he could have left before also, thinking that, oh, so much pain, better I leave this world immediately. But he was waiting for Uttarayan. So that also shows that he was not affected by anything. He was, and his desire is also, and that is pure devotee's desire. He may want to come again, but whenever whichever body is living, he always want to be Krishna conscious. And Lord may take him back to God and again send him for the next preaching tour. Again send him back to the material world, different things you do, and again come back. So that is how Krishna. So they may go back to Godhead and again come back also. So that is the level of pure devotees.
Is there any chance of their fall down, who are in the eternal service of Krishna in this material world?
No, the Nitya Siddha Bhaktas, they never fall down. They remain always Nitya, eternal associates of the Lord. So even though they come to this world, because they are so exalted that like the Lord, they also don't fall down. But there are other jivas who are baddha, conditioned souls. So they come here, they get bewildered, they get like we come, like pure devotees come by Lord sends them. Okay, you go and help. So those people, because they are going in the instructions of the Lord, so they will not get caught up. But the living entities who are rebelled against God and come here, they get caught up in the material clutches. And then we have to purify and go back to Godhead again. And
Like the
once we
pure
go back,
devotees-
then we are purified. Then we never come back.
Yeah, because
Yes.
Krishna said that one who goes to my adobe, he never comes back. He said that in the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. Yad gatvana nivartante.
Yes, but on the by the will of the service, and Krishna approves that service in the material world, then they can come. So,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
But do they come in the
Yes.
material body like us or spiritual body? Like that I heard that Krishna had spiritual body. All the Vrindavan, like friends of Krishna, Balaram, and all other gopis and all, they were all spiritual bodies, right? I've read that.
Yeah. Yeah, correct. They may apparently come in material body, but they remain spiritual. So that is the most important. Yeah, because if they have to, like Prabhupada is there, if they had to do some preaching they will be there in the material body, and they will also have a lot of limitations in terms of bodily health, and that's why they show by their example how even after having a material body, even after having so many troubles, so many challenges, still one can be Krishna conscious. So they teach through their
Bhishma
behavior. Like
Pitama was also in material body, pierced by arrows. Material body, Bhishma Pitama's.
Yeah, of course.
Even though he's a Mahajan,
Yeah.
then also.
Yes. Yeah, because when they come to this world, they may accept a material body. But the main point is not about material body or spiritual body. The main point is about what is their consciousness, what is their mati. Yeah. So if somebody is Krishna conscious, even that body also becomes Krishnaized. Yeah. So he doesn't get affected by the body, but he utilizes that body in service of the Lord and to give Krishna consciousness to others, like that. Okay, so thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. So this is how wonderful Bhishma Stuti is there. So we will continue our discussion on next Sunday. Hare Krishna. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
Jai.
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 Hare Krishna.
Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you
Thank you
so
for
much.
the class.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.